Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Safran. I'm your DIY architect, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I build this studio workshop, particularly this flooring and also this walling. So the flooring of the studio workshop is a bamboo reinforced concrete. So this one is a reinforced concrete, but then I use bamboo to use as a reinforcement. Then for the walls that I'm using here is that I just use a light metal frame, and it's in a modular method, so all the walls can be detached. So I made it by panel, so it would be easy for me to detach everything with screws. So in today's video I'm going to show you how I build my tiny workshop. So before we start concreting the slab is prepare ko muna yung whole bed. So first I backfill the area to make it elevated. Then I start digging the holes for the wall footing. This particular wall footing is also called a Zocalo footing because this particular wall is just for slab to make it easier to pour the concrete, and also to prevent the waters from digging inside or below the concrete slab, and that would cause a caving in. So in that case there will be no support underneath the slab, and then the slab will collapse in that case. So putting a Zocalo wall or a Zocalo footing will be a great help. All of the grounds were wet, so if the rain comes, and then it will collect all the waters in the area. All the waters comes here and goes to this canal that I made, but then most of the water also goes from there to here going. So this holes that I made probably will be full with water. So I have to rush this one. Then I'm going to put some gravels and then put some hollow blocks, and I have to mix some concrete to finish it, and then I'm going to cover it with soil on the other side so that the water can't get in here. So as you can see, all the waters from the whole area are going into my space, so I really need to put a Zocalo wall, or I need to elevate the whole area to prevent it from water getting in. Then after we dug the holes, then we also put the gravel bed for the concrete slab, and then tamper it and stamp it. Then after everything is ready, then we pour the concrete footing for the Zocalo wall. Then for the Zocalo wall, we are just using a 4-inch CHB hollow blocks, and then we filled it with a concrete, and then this whole Zocalo wall will be the framing for the perimeter of the slab, so it would be easier and it would be faster. So after everything is ready, we mix the concrete to be used for the concrete slab. So the mix that we use here is 1 by 2 by 3, or 1 bag of cement, then 2 bag of sand, and then 3 bags of gravel. Unfortunately, the gravel that I bought from the local hardware is really big, so I'm very disappointed with the gravel that they gave me. After we finish mixing the concrete for the slab, then also prepare the star of this video, which is the bamboo that I use for the reinforcement. So what we did here is that we laid the bamboo slats the same way as if we are going to reinforce this one with a with a temperature bars for the concrete slab on feel, and then we tie it with a number 16 or gauge 16 GI wire. Unfortunately, we didn't finish the whole pouring of the concrete the same day because it's really dark, and the concrete that we have is not enough. So the day after, we finish it by mixing another concrete, and then we pour it to the missing one. So after we completely finished pouring the concrete slab for the whole studio workshop, then I also start fabricating the walls, the modular walls for the studio workshop. So in this case, I'm just using a light metal frame, the same as the construction of the studio walls. So I choose this kind of construction because it would be easier and faster, because I'm just going to use my 12-volt drill to drill some holes, then use the snipping tool to cut the light metal frame, and use a rivet to fix everything, to fix the framing and all the members. So this case, I'm showing you how I build the one panel. So I prepare the light metal frame for the perimeter, then put some horizontal naggings, and also I put a diagonal bracing for this one to prevent it from tipping. Then to make sure that the whole panel is squared, I measure every corners. It's the hypotenuse part of the triangle, so I measure this length, and to be able to see if the whole frame is square, then those measurements should be the same. Then after I fabricate one single panel, I test the strength of the panel, then I fabricate the other panels for the wallings. So for the covering of the modular wall panels, I just use a GI sheet. It's a galvanized GI sheet with a aluminum mixture to it to prevent it from rusting. Then after every panels are already done fabricating, then I prepare the framing for me to be able to attach this modular walls to the workshop. So what I did is that I just install a beam on the top and bottom to install the whole panels. Then I just screw these modular panels into the beam that I made. Then after all the panels are already installed and screwed, then I also installed a insulation foam. This one is the same insulation foam that I use for the roofs for this construction. So everything is already installed now. The panels are already fixed, and the only thing that I have to seal is the seams between panels, because I just do butt joint every panels all around. And then now I'm just going to seal this these holes or lines that to prevent the water going inside. And then I am going to use this aluminum tape. This one is used mostly in ducting to prevent the cold air going outside. In my case, I'm just going to use this one to prevent the water from outside, to prevent it going inside the workshop. So I have already tried to install a one strip to try if it can resist the water, and then the stickiness of the tape to ensure if it's really gonna work. So I have tried it to install it here, and then I think it's fine. So now I'm going to install this tape all around, and I hope that this one roll of aluminum tape can is enough for everything. So let's get installed this one. So this is the last part of the construction, by sealing the connection between two panels. So that's the last part for the construction. So the only missing thing that I need to put in this construction of the studio workshop is this end flashing or end cap here. So as you can see, I can still put my fingers inside, so I need to cover this one. And one of the missing thing also is the door, because as of the moment I'm just using a tarp, and soon I'm going to replace it with a proper door, maybe sliding. So that's gonna be in a separate video. So this tiny workshop is just a 2.4 meters by 2.4 meters. So it's really small. So it's about 2 plywood size, because I made it that way because I don't have enough space. And the main reason that I want to build this whole workshop is because of this CNC machine. So this CNC machine, I built this one during the lockdown. That's last year around August, June, July, somewhere around that month. And this whole studio workshop also was completed during around November, October, somewhere around that also. So I think that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. You're watching DIY Architects.